Hey YouTube, how's it going? Well, as you can tell by the sound of my voice, it's going a little better for me now. Been something of an adventure this time around. And I say this time around because I have actually had this bug many times in the past. First time was about 1980 in the winter. Didn't know what it was at the time. I just referred to it as a super cough because that's what it was. I was coughing my lungs out like crazy and feeling pretty much half dead afterwards. And I proceeded to get that super cough pretty much most years. Most of the 35 years since 1980. 35, 36, whatever. And this was the first time that I ever felt it was bad enough I had to go to the doctor. And had the ability to go to the doctor at the same time. So this came on around the 10th of December this year. And by the 19th of December, I realized that this thing was not going to clear up as easily as it has in the past. Because normally after about 8 or 9 days with this, it's over with. And so I gave in. I said, okay, heck with it, going to the doctor. So I get ready to go. I put my glasses on. One of the lenses pops out, landed on the floor somewhere. I only found it yesterday. And that's kind of a pain because I kind of need my glasses for driving. And so I get to drive around in a blurry world of cough and hack. That was fun. Not really. And I get over to the doctor. Actually, I started to go to the emergency room because I figured going into the ER would be faster than trying to work in an appointment with the doc. Ends up the ER sent me next door to the doctor's office anyway. So, yeah, big fat lot of good that was going to do. And the doc, this guy is thorough. He didn't just settle with what the ER was going to do. No, he orders blood tests and x-rays and the whole 9 yards. And he does his usual thorough best. I'll give him that, he's thorough. And turns out that he puts a name on what I've got. Bronchial pneumonia. Kind of glad I didn't know the name of whatever it was way back years ago. Anyway, he sets me up with an antibiotic, sends me home, and I proceed to go through, in the whole time, from the 10th of December, sorry about that, but it's not gone. It's a lot less than it used to be, but it's not gone. And I didn't think you wanted to watch me cough for 5 or 10 minutes or however long that was. Closer to 10, I think. And anyway, this whole time I have been, well, it quickly got to the point where I just couldn't talk anymore. Because it hurt to talk, because the way that sore throat just gets in there like somebody's in there with a road grader or a power tool of some kind, you know, like a heavy duty industrial grinder or something like that. But talking was out. And that meant doing anything video-wise was out, which was just as well because not only was talking a problem, I couldn't stop coughing. I would cough for 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time. And by the time I had finally ease off for a little while, I was hurting so much from all that coughing I couldn't hardly move. Oh boy. Do you ever cough so much you work up a sweat? That's what I just did. Oh, not fun. Speaking of not fun, yes, I actually took my coat off because I had gotten so hot from all the coughing, and now I'm sweating, which is not particularly great because it's only about 50 degrees in here, 48 or 50, whatever, and yeah, but it's just been really kind of fun like that. Like when I got in the car to go to the doctor's office, all of a sudden I'm hearing this telltale growl coming from the engine compartment. That of metal grinding on metal. The kind of sound you get when there is no fluid in the power steering. And do you know why there was no fluid in the power steering? Because the high pressure line finally popped. That thing has had a leak in the high pressure line for 3 or 4 years now. And when I'm out there going to do that, it finally pops. And I have to drive do you ever drive a car where the power steering does not work? You notice how much more difficult it is to turn or do anything that involves not going in an absolutely straight line? Power steering does a lot. And when a car that's made to have it doesn't, you got a problem. So that's going to be fun to figure out how to fix. I had an estimate on that once about 2 years ago. They wanted like 125 or 150 bucks for it. God knows what that's going to be now. Anyway, in spite of what it looks like in this video, I'm actually feeling a lot better than I have in the past several days. Most of the cough is gone, believe it or not. And I'm getting there. I've spent the last, I don't even know how many days right now, going through NyQuil after cough drops after cough drops. Lots of fruit juices to try to get a little extra vitamin C out of that. But amazingly enough, right now, sitting here recording this, I feel better than I have in most of this month. And just wanted to let folks know that, and thank people for being all the supportiveness and whatnot, and Skylines for their sudden arrival and show of support and whatnot, and good Christmas wishes and so on. I appreciate that. Thank you. In the meantime, I don't think I'm up to doing a whole lot in the way of video for a while. I am going to have something Hermitcraft up somewhat shortly after this video goes live. But it's in the way of an update, it's part of the Secret Santa thing. So the link for that will be in the video description and on the fancy dancy new end screen that YouTube has created or come up with or whatever. And I hope to be back on the Journey to the FarLands sometime in the next day or two. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.
is the TinFoilChef.